Hi guys, today we're going to be taking a look at removing the instrument cluster. This is from the A4, S4 or RS4, B6 and B7, 2001 through 2008. The process for removing the Speedo cluster is the same. There's a few steps that are involved, so we're going to take a quick look at getting this out now. Okay, first thing to point out is I've removed the decorative trim and the headlight switch, etc. As you can see, this has nothing to do with the job that I'm filming currently. This is some work that I did earlier. You do not need to remove the decorative trim or the headlight switch. You can leave all that in place. However, what you do need to remove, that I've removed here, is the lower dash panel. The entire panel, the lower half of it just here. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is just remove your dash end panel here. That'll give you access to the bolts on the side here. These are very easy to remove. There's a little notch cut into the bottom. Just come up under the notch with a screwdriver or a trim tool, pop it off, and the whole thing will come off like so. Once that's done, it's going to give you access to the first of the bolts that we need to remove. This one right here. All of the fixings on this are size 8, so just undo that with your size 8 socket. Like so, and move on to the next. Okay, the next fixing we need to remove is actually down underneath, just in here at the end of my finger. It comes up at a 45-degree angle. I don't know whether you can see that in there, but just in there, that's the next fixing to come out. Okay, so we've just removed the 45-degree angle bolt here that's holding it in. Now we've got one that's exactly the same, but on the opposite side, just under there. Yeah, so again, 45 degrees on the opposite side, right next to the center console. That's the next one to be removed there. Okay guys, so we've removed the screw from the side and the 2 screws from the bottom on this panel. So it's now ready to come out. There isn't an upper screw on the console side. There's only an upper screw on the outside. One important thing to note is when you pull this off, there is actually one electrical connection connected to the back of it, and that's for the OBD, which is your diagnostic socket. Which is the diagnostic socket located at the back here, which I'll show you when I drop this down. So when you drop it down, try and drop it down quite gently. You don't want to be, ripping the wires or the attachments on the back of that plug. So what we're going to do, just give it a bit of a wobble. You see it unpops here on this side. It's going to do exactly the same on the other side as well. Like so, and then the whole thing drops down. And this is the connection just here that I was telling you about, which is your OBD, your diagnostic. It does just push out. You see this little catch on here, it wasn't quite snapped in. Normally you've got to pull that in and pull it out. That's your diagnostic socket there, so be careful that you're not putting any undue strain on that. And also, I did forget about this, you can see at the back there is the connection for the footlight just there. That's what illuminates the footwell when you get into the car. So just wobble that side to side. And pop that off like so. And then this whole unit is free to be removed from the car. So the first thing we're going to do is adjust the steering wheel, so we've got as much space to get the Speedo out as possible. So we're going to move it down as far as it will go and forward as far as it will go. Lock that into place, and that'll give us as much space as possible to remove this. So what we need to do is there's a couple of screws that are holding this in situ, and there's actually a hidden cover which I'm pointing at right now. So we actually need to remove this center panel. This is the panel between your buttons on either side. So literally this whole center panel here comes out. So what we need to do is reach in, grab the whole thing and pull it towards you. As you can see, this whole panel comes out, and that'll give us access to the 2 screws. They are actually in there quite deep. I don't know whether you'll be able to see them. They're usually gold, so they may well stand out. But if you look down in the holes there that we've created by removing that section, hopefully you can just see the glimmer of some gold Torx pan-headed screws. So that's what we're going to remove next, is both of those screws. Okay, so you're going to need a fairly long blade. This is a size 25 Torx. Like so. I'll just grab my magnet tool just to recover the screw. They're not particularly long, as you can see, so that's how you remove those. I'm going to do exactly the same on the second screw now. So once we've removed the two screws, that's pretty much all that's holding this in. So if you reach down the back of it, which is why you need to remove the lower panel below the steering wheel to give you access, you can see that the whole thing starts to come out fairly easily. Now there's a few electrical connections that need to be disconnected. I'll show you a couple of them. If I can just remove this just a little bit for a second. If I pull this forward, you'll be able to see on your side, nearest the camera, there should be an electrical connection down in there somewhere. Yep, there he is, just on the end of my finger. Hopefully you can just about see that in there. So that one needs to be disconnected first of all, but then there's also ones that are on directly the opposite side. This one can often be removed from the side, which is what I'm going to try and do now. But the ones that are on the door side of the car usually have to reach up from underneath. So let's focus on this one first, and I'll show you the more complicated one second. So looking at removing this electrical connection on the center console side of the Speedo first of all. As you can see, it's a blue plug, and it actually has this little purple snap connector here that's actually holding it in. So what we need to do is very carefully, with a flathead screwdriver, just pop that open like so, nice and gently. You don't want to break it. And if you push that whole thing up, you'll see that the whole plug basically pulls itself out. So that's the first one done. Now once we've disconnected this blue plug, it's also a good idea, if you feel your way down, you'll actually feel there's a little plastic hook on the back of the Speedo that keeps this cable in place. You probably can't quite see it from where you are. It's a good idea before you go any further just to unlock that. You can see it just popped out. Literally just push it up and it will pop out of the little hook there, and so we can get that out of the way. So next we're going to remove the electrical connector on the door side of the Speedo. It's a slightly harder one to get out. If you go up underneath there and shine the torch up in there, hopefully you can see the connector. It's actually green on this side, again with a purple connector. Hopefully you can see that there, and so I'm just going to pop that off now. Okay, so you can see the connector right here. Again, like the other one, you've got a little purple latch on it, and you've got to lift this off first of all, like so. Push that up, and then the whole plug will be removed just like that. So we've removed the two electrical connections from the rear of the unit here, making sure that we've also flicked the cable that had the blue plug on the end. Make sure we flick that out of the hook that's on the back of this unit, so this is ready to come out. Now before I try and take this out properly, what I'm going to do is just protect the top steering wheel cowl here, just in case I end up having to wrestle with it a little bit. Obviously I don't want to scratch the steering wheel cowl, so it's got a little bit of protection like so, and then we can pop it out. As before, just work it out from the back and from both sides equally. There it comes. Okay. There we go, and the whole unit is removed like so.